Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the What We Said podcast. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you're having a great day so far. So, we all miss JC. She's going to be back next week to give us the scoop on everything. I'm so excited to have her back and just hear everything that's going on. But until then, we have a very special guest. The most important person in my life, my dear, sweet, kind, loving, hilarious, funny husband.
Sweet. Thanks, baby. Glad to be here.
Nick is here this week with me. He was begging to come on. He was absolutely begging on his hands and knees. Please, please, please let me come talk to the Valley Girls. I miss them so much.
Every week.
Every week you're begging to be on?
Yeah.
He said, please come bring me back.
Love being here with you guys and girls.
I think, would you say you're somebody who likes attention, or would you actually classify yourself as somebody who doesn't like attention? Because it's hard for me to believe, sorry, before you answer, it's hard for me to believe as somebody who loves attention that there are people in this world who truly mean it when they say they don't like to be the center of attention. They like the private life,
Yeah, I think I definitely would fall into the more private life category. But I mean, attention's great.
Yeah.
In the right, channels, I think. But yeah, I kind of like to be left alone a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why we're a good combo.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't think everyone's at the same level as me or other people who love attention, who don't care, good, bad, attention, whatever, they'll take it.
Yeah.
I think there's a spectrum maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
But anyways, how have you been? It's been a minute. It's been years since just you and I have been on. I think we both, just us, were on right after Case was born.
That's right. Yeah.
Because we did his birth story together, I remember. And then obviously you've been on when Leif's been on and stuff, but.
Been good. Yeah, life's good. Just, what?
Life's good. Life's great.
I feel like I can't really speak very well. I've been hanging out with a toddler, pretty much speaking toddler for the past few months. So
Yeah.
I feel like my brain is a little bit.
Fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him it's nice to do the podcast because you remember you're an adult, and well, at least for me, it's nice to talk to other adults and talk about something. We do talk about parenting and being a mom and kids and stuff sometimes, but to just kind of talk about other stuff that makes you remember.
Not helicopters and trucks and yeah. Excavators, front loaders. Don't want to mix those up.
Yeah, you can't mess those up.
No way.
That's funny. Well, I appreciate you being here. I really do.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We had to leave the boys with the babysitter for the first time. We left them with Abby, and she is so good with kids. She's so good with babies, with toddlers. Case is obsessed with her. And I was telling Nick, when I was 13 years old, I used to babysit people's, 3 of their kids. They would have a newborn, they would have a toddler, and then a
That's
7-year-old.
just crazy.
And I would go over at 13 years old and babysit for hours. Put them to bed.
That's amazing. Well, she's an amazing girl and an amazing mother, so that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, thanks. But nowadays, we were like, Abby, you sure you can handle both boys? Even when we're alone with both boys.
I know, it can be a lot sometimes.
It's just a lot.
Yeah. I also just get guilty. I feel bad, when Case is needing attention and you can't really give it to him because you're with Elwood, so you kind of just, have a little bit of guilt, but...
It's good for him.
Yeah.
He needs to learn how to share a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Elwood doesn't have any toys yet, really, obviously, because he's a baby.
He's got a brand new Jellycat.
Yeah, we got him a new Jellycat today. And
Jellycat, if you're listening, reach out to us.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be such a good sponsor.
That would be.
Jellycat. Please, Jellycat. I love Jellycats so much. I literally buy them for Case for me because I just love collecting them. They have a new Great Dane one.
No way.
Blue Great Dane, and they had it at the store today that we went to. And
you didn't get it?
I was going to get it. He was not excited. He was excited about the cars and other things. And I had said we're going to get a jelly cat for Elwood.
That's smart.
And he was like, okay, well, then I don't care about it.
Yeah.
It's not for me. So, but I put it down. There was only one left. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was going to order this one because it's brand new. And I put it down. And then I tried to find it again. And another kid had got it. I saw them like carrying it around the store.
He only wanted it because you had it in your hand.
Yeah.
You made it unavailable for just a minute. And
yeah. It's blue too. It's like a blue Great Dane. It looks just like Sophie. I said, Case, who does this look like? And he was like, I don't care. There's cars here that have buttons that make noises.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll get you.
Yeah. But anyways, today I just wanted to chat, about life. I wanted to talk about marriage, relationships, a little bit of parenting. There's a lot to be. I don't know that we've ever really talked about. I mean, I've definitely not talked about it because not you, but we also haven't talked about it anywhere, like on my social media, on the podcast or anything.
Like
just
being a parent and our relationship?
Yeah, just like our relationship recently, being a parent, like our situation, I feel like is kind of different than most people. But I actually think it's more common nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as, crazy. But for those who don't know, so Nick is a stay-at-home dad right now. He has been since like right before Case was born, pretty much.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't be a stay-at-home dad unless you have kids, but
I mean, not right before.
Basically, yeah. But when I got pregnant, it was like, okay, you're taking care of me. You're a stay-at-home dad for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I was so sick, and started taking care of Sophie, and yeah. So
I've always taken care of Sophie.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true,
I mean,
Ellen.
it's not like I never took her on walks or anything.
No, but I was definitely the main caretaker of Sophie for the first 4 years of her life.
Yeah.
I fed her, walked her, like pretty much did everything for her. Then we kind of switched when I got sick, when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
You started taking care of doing all the things for her.
And now I'm her master.
Yeah, she really doesn't listen to me anymore. You're her, the alpha.
Yeah.
I'm the alpha. I can't remember the song, but yeah, she doesn't really listen to me anymore. She only respects you now because you're the one who feeds her.
To me.
Yeah, she just does her own thing.
She's an
Sophie
old girl.
update. She's just an old girl. She's such, she's such a good guard dog. It's crazy.
She is. Ferocious.
Yeah, but not really.
I mean, she sounds it, but she's just a baby.
That's why she's such a good guard dog, because she has the scariest bark ever.
Yeah.
If we're there. So I actually read that Great Danes are protectors of people, not places. Or did you tell me that?
I don't know. I've read the same thing. Maybe I told you that.
They protect people, not places.
Yeah.
So if she was alone in the house and an intruder came in, she wouldn't care. She'd let them in.
And that makes sense, the way that she acts.
Yeah. But if we're there and someone comes in, she goes berserk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways,
we love Sophie.
We love Sophie.
We don't know how much longer we'll have with her.
Stop. Don't say that.
That's true. We just got to start facing the facts,
Yeah. Great Danes don't have the longest lifespan. And she's 8. And their lifespan is 8 to 10 years. But I've always said I think she's going to live past 10 years because she's smaller.
Yeah, she's in great shape.
Yeah, so. She is. She doesn't look like she's a senior dog.
No.
She really doesn't.
Yeah. Besides the gray.
Besides all the gray.
But I mean, I have gray. And
yeah.
I don't look senior.
You're not a senior.
No.
What fun fact about Nick, he started going gray really early. When did you start getting gray hair? You're like full on salt and pepper now.
Yeah, I think probably right when I started, like around 20s, like early 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. So a lot of us have our self-care non-negotiables. I know for me personally, one of those is having a good morning routine. It doesn't have to be long or super in-depth, but just having that time to myself to meditate, or sometimes I even do it when I'm doing my skincare, give myself a little facial massage, just some time to really ground myself before the day just kind of takes me away and sets me up with the best mindset. So when your schedule's packed with kids' activities, big work projects, and more, it's easy to let your priorities slip. Even when we know what makes us happy, it's hard to make time for it. But when you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are more important than ever. So I have personally benefited greatly from therapy. Different times in my life, I've gone for different reasons to help me with my relationship with food. And that really helped me to have somebody to talk to kind of point out some of the patterns and help me have some better coping mechanisms and helpful skills. Also, if I've gone through big changes in my life, like a big move or postpartum or something like that, it's really, really amazing to have somebody to talk to that's a professional that can really help you through those things. And therapy is not just for people who've experienced major trauma. It can help you set boundaries. It can empower you to be the best version of yourself. So if you are thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/whatwesaid today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/whatwesaid. Go check it out.
Wow. Is that genetic or stress?
Yeah. My dad has beautiful gray hair.
He does. But he has a nice head of hair, but it's just all gray.
Yeah, now it's all gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never remembered my dad with just dark hair.
Really?
Yeah, it's always been gray.
Yeah.
Just like Case and Elwood will never know me with dark hair.
Oh, why is that kind of sad?
I don't know. Sad for you.
No, it's just, I think it's sad to know that it's your parents' like first time living it. You know, that whole like concept of like, this is your parents' first life too.
I don't know that concept, but I'm unpacking it right now.
Isn't that just sad to think about?
No.
Like just to remind, I don't know, it just makes me sad.
Why? Because
not sad.
They're like on, like you think they're on like the tail end of life.
Not the tail end, but it just makes
the second half of life.
It makes you have more compassion for people, especially your parents. But it also, for some reason, it's kind of sad. The girls don't know what I'm talking about. It's like sad. It's not sad like, oh, boo-hoo. It's just like, oh,
I have feelings.
Heartwarming.
Don't worry. I do have feelings. I'm just trying to.
It's like heartwarming.
Yeah.
Like this is your parents' first life too. Like to think of your parents as young adults just figuring out life. Having goals and dreams.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyways. Well, anyways, go back to our situation. So Nick's a stay-at-home dad. And I wanted to give you a shout out while you're here to get all sentimental that Nick, when we first got married, Nick worked. I mean, I worked a little bit, like here and there. Pretty much just my work was for fun money, like my clothes, pretty much. Nick worked full-time. He did sales. You had a couple different jobs, didn't you?
Yeah, he did a few things.
He had a couple different things that he was doing and paid for us, basically the main breadwinner, provider, whatever, for the first like 4 or 5 years of our marriage. Yeah, till like
4, yeah.
Yeah. And you always believed in the podcast.
It's true.
He was like, we didn't have like tons of money when we started the podcast, but we were like, you know, but not enough to be like, oh, let's invest in this business and like, who cares if it doesn't work out kind of thing. So you really had faith, flying me out to come record the podcast every month to California, just never was like, oh, we shouldn't spend money on this flight. Like we shouldn't spend money on this photo shoot. Like you were always gung ho for us.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken lots of, risks, and this was the easiest one. Like, you're really talented, so I knew that there was definitely something to it.
Yeah.
And you'd have fun regardless,
That's nice. Yeah, I'm very grateful for you. You have always been a big believer in me from day one.
She's gold.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
No, you are.
I was just thinking about this like letter that I have from you that at the end it says, this is when I used to go by Jade, but obviously you called me Chelsea, but you called me Jade like as a nickname.
Yeah, mostly in letters. It was like a,
yeah,
I I don't know.
Or what's it called? Like Alias.
Yeah.
It was like Jade's #1 fan. And you've always been.
She's always been doing something, you know.
Crazy.
I used to go to her concerts when I was trying to win her over. She'd be playing music. Juice cleanses. Those are really good.
Juice
Remember
cleanses.
that?
Oh my gosh.
She's always been a hustler.
Yeah.
We're just two hustlers together.
For reference, that sounds so sketch. Juice cleanses. I used to like juice and put them in bottles. And
I thought you were going to say the sketch that I was calling us hustlers.
No. Wait, why is that sketch? I don't think that's sketch. Oh, no. Juice cleanses sounds like I was doing some snake oil.
Oh,
but
like
I would just be
MLM?
like nectar.
No. Yeah.
Like selling. I would like juice and put them
People
in
were
bottles.
begging you for them.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I get that from you. Like I have crazy ideas, but you're the wind beneath my wings.
Oh, that's sweet.
That helps me. Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you for always believing in me and the podcast. And I truly feel like the podcast wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for on my end, like you believing in me and never making me doubt myself.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
And so now I remember saying to you one time, like, oh my gosh, I would just love it if one day I could just make enough money from this that you wouldn't have to work.
Yeah, remember
and
that.
And now we're doing that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
Now you wish you want to work.
Yeah, I think I will eventually, get into working and I have some ideas and some things I'd like to start and have been working on, but it's like I would rather spend this time with my kids and what we're going to do, pay somebody to watch our kids when I'm available. So
yeah,
it's been really fun to see them, like see Case and now Elwood, but just kind of grow up and and it's not like you're not seeing them grow up either, but I feel very
cool
fortunate,
opportunity, yeah,
because there's a lot of people, a lot of dads and moms who don't have that opportunity, and and that would be really hard.
Thanks to the Valley Girls.
Yeah, thank you guys very much, because
you guys have given us the best life.
We are very, very, very grateful for that.
Yeah,
sincerely.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think that
and a quick shout out to moms, because I don't even have the full experience because Chelsea is at home quite a bit, but you guys are amazing and it is hard work. It's a lot. You're always on.
Stay-at-home parents, like, wow.
Chelsea went out of town for a couple days and it's pretty tough. Yeah. Holy cow. Yeah.
Yeah. All day. It's just never ending.
Your mind can never rest, really. Mm-hmm. Because you have to be on alert, and that's, I think, the hardest part. It's probably why I feel a little tired right now.
Yeah. You're still recovering.
Yeah.
From that, honestly, probably. I know it is. It's crazy. You just constant go, go, go. And there's no sick days. There's no time off. Like, you have to push through no matter what.
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy. And we have each other, but even doing it together, we're both always exhausted.
I know.
Like, we're both always like, there's no sleep, like amount of sleep we could sleep.
Yeah.
To make up for how tired we are.
I used to have troubles falling asleep, and now I can't get through a YouTube video. Like, I'll watch the same YouTube video for a week straight trying to finish it.
Yeah, it's like golf highlights, and I come on and it's on. And I'm like, Nick, you fell asleep. You fell asleep. Oh my gosh, I know. It's crazy. Parent life is fun though. It's toddler life versus newborn is very different, first of all. Mm-hmm. But I think it is to the positive side of it, which there's tons.
Yeah.
I think outweighed the hard parts, the tiredness.
If you're wondering about having a kid, I think it's, the greatest blessing for your life. And it'll be hard, but there's nothing better, really.
Yeah. I just walk by the family room, and there's just a little tiny, cute little boy just playing trucks. And I get so emo about it. I'm just like, how fun. We just have this little fun guy. And then we have one brewing too. He doesn't play in trucks or anything, but he's just a
brewed.
Cute little.
He's just.
Well, yeah, no, he's fully out and everything. Yeah. But I mean, he's not running around.
Yeah. Well, we might have another one, but we're not having one right now.
How many kids do you want? As if I don't know, but let's chat.
I think you just never know, but I think, 3 or 4 sounds right in my head, but I think that you'll know when, and it's ultimately up to you mostly, but I think we'll both have a kind of a feeling when we're ready to be done.
Yeah.
Right now,
That's
it's hard to think about adding another one, but talking to my dad, and he's like, once you have 2, might as well just keep going because your life, as you know it, is kind of over. And
over?
No, I mean, not over, but you've already kind of committed to being a parent.
Yeah.
And raising kids. So when you add more, you're just more capable, and you know how it goes, and it gets more fun. And you'll never, he's like, we never regretted having kids. Like, we were never like, oh my gosh. He's like, it was hard, but we loved it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm definitely not having 6 like my mom. That's for sure.
No way.
No way. I don't think it's possible anymore. Unless you're like, I don't even know.
What is that where I feel like back then, maybe they were just tougher than we are. Probably were, but seemed like having more kids was more feasible. And not just monetarily, but time.
Probably monetarily, honestly.
Yeah, definitely monetarily, but
it's probably the main thing.
Yeah.
Well, because I think monetarily goes into usually only one parent had to work in order to maintain like a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
True.
And now both parents usually have to work.
Yeah.
In order to freaking not live paycheck to paycheck.
Especially right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild.
I think about the guy who checked out his Walmart order from like 3 or 4 years ago. That maybe some of the Valley girls have seen this, where he had a Walmart order saved from 3 or 4 years ago. And it was like, it said buy again, like this was your previous order. He paid $128 for it. And then he tried to buy it again. It was $430.
No, it's crazy.
That's how much it cost him. And that's just like 3 or 4 years later.
It's crazy.
So.
You know what my biggest regret is? Not buying a house in 2008.
Yeah.
I swear that's
dang it.
I
Why
know.
didn't we do that?
People always like, don't wait to buy a house. Like, don't, like, as if we have a choice. Like, what do you mean? We're not like sitting on like people, of course. Who's waiting to buy a house? It's like usually when people have enough money to buy a house, they'll buy a house.
They'll buy a house, yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, love that for us. I think 3 or 4 is a solid number. I'm blessed to have 2. I'm so like I could have 2 honestly and be happy though.
Yeah.
Like I would be so fulfilled, but I do feel like there's 1 or 2 more coming.
Time will tell.
Anyway, I also just feel like I feel like I have a daughter, and I don't know if that, like, I will have a daughter.
Yeah.
But I also don't know, like, I have this feeling of, like, knowing. But I also don't know if it's, like, an actual, like, oh, I'm going to give birth to a girl, you know, or if it's a daughter-in-law or, you know, something like that. But I know that I will have, like, a daughter thing, you know. I have that. So I'm not like, oh, I need to have a girl, you know. I'm not like, oh, I need to have a girl.
Or it's a sign that that's your next.
Maybe.
Just like I saw Case.
I know, in a dream. And I knew, I've already talked about this. Yeah, we don't need to get into it. But speaking of kids, okay, so like, apparently this has become a parenting podcast today, but I wanted to do something with you, Nick, and I kind of already gave you a heads up. But
she did not give me any heads up.
I was going to ask you a couple questions, but I do want to go over baby names we liked but didn't use. Because
from both years or just this previous one?
I have a list that's kind of from both.
Okay.
And you can kind of give yours, but I also have yours on my list as well. But first I have some questions for you.
Okay.
Because you're a great dad. You're a phenomenal dad. Like, people tell me that I'm not just saying that from me. Like, obviously I think you're a great dad, but I'm biased. People will like see you parenting and tell me like Nick is a great. No, they have. They'll be like, Nick is such a good dad. Like, he's really sweet. Such a good dad. I don't know many like other dads who do that with their kids or whatever. Which I think.
Well, that's kind, but I had a good dad, and I think that helps.
A good dad. You do have a good dad.
Have. He's still here.
We're going to jump into an ad to talk about Rocket Money. I love Rocket Money so much. You guys need to listen up. And if you haven't tried Rocket Money yet, you need to. It has helped me so much. So how much do you think that you're paying in subscriptions every month? The answer is probably more than you think. Over 74% of people have subscriptions that they've forgotten about. I definitely did. I've talked about this before. When I signed up for Rocket Money, I think a couple years ago, 2 or more years ago, I realized I was paying for some subscriptions twice, which was absolutely ridiculous. I also forgot about some of the subscriptions I'd signed up for with, under a free trial that I needed in a pinch. And it saved me so much money. Thanks to Rocket Money, I'm no longer wasting money on the ones that I forgot about. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. With Rocket Money, I have full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of my expenses. So I can see all of my subscriptions in one place, and I can see if something that comes up that I don't want, Rocket Money can help me cancel it with a few taps. So the dashboard's really nice because it shows me this month's spending compared to last month's. You can really clearly see your spending habits, which is good to face head on. Plus, they can help you create a custom budget and keep your spending on track. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. That's rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. Again, that is rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid.
Okay, what is one of your number one parenting tips for having well-rounded, happy kids? Or what do you think? Like, what would you guess? Because obviously,
I'm new to
we
this.
don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm
we'll
pretty
see
new.
when he grows up. Like,
well-rounded,
how we've
happy
parented.
kids.
We'll see.
I think you got to be, you want to be there. And this is my problem is I tend to be more helicopter parent and try to interfere, and because I don't want him to get hurt because I don't like seeing him get hurt. But the more I realize that that's probably the worst thing I can do. And I feel like you got to let them make mistakes, and you got to let them hurt themselves and establish their own kind of trust where they understand like their boundaries. And I think also setting boundaries and having rules and being firm. Like it took me a while, like when Case would say, hey, one more book. And occasionally, obviously,
when it's a book,
it's like, all right,
well,
okay.
I'm going to say no to reading.
I'm going to read him a book, but in other instances, like he wants to, I don't know, just trying to be like what I say.
One more time, yeah.
What I say is what I say, and like
what you mean.
What I mean, and be very like lovingly and firm about it.
No one tells you how hard it is to actually be like to say the right things all the time.
It's hard
because you're not perfect. But then when your kid wants something and you have to say, "Great job with I'm so proud of you for all the practice you put in," instead of being like, "Great hit," or like, "Good job." It's hard to just.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Like
same.
Case out in the yard hitting golf balls. I'm like, that was a great shot. Mm-hmm. And I think some kids need a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think a good rule of thumb, and I think you can learn a lot from social media, but I find myself more and more distancing myself from just social media and watching videos because, and number one, I think Instagram thinks I'm an actual mom somehow because maybe what I do all day. It listens to me and knows my buying habits.
Sees what you're looking up. Sees you're looking up water
because
tables
it's like
on
all
Amazon.
like, hey moms, you should try this tip for your toddler. And I'm like, okay, I'm not a mom, but I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm a parent.
Yeah, but
they should broaden the verbiage.
Sometimes they do. Yeah. But I feel like there's too much stuff. Way too much stuff. And you got to go with your gut and just feel I think that's probably, I don't know. Sorry, I'm losing my...
No. You got to try your best. Like, I agree with you.
There's too much information.
Too many parenting hacks or tips. Don't say this way, you're doing this wrong, blah, blah. And I think sometimes it almost trips you up with how your words, where you want to be like, you don't want to be a permissive parent. You want to be authoritative and compassionate. So that's like gentle parenting, but you don't want to be too gentle, but you don't want to make your kids entitled. It's like so many different things.
Yeah.
And so you want to, but what you say, you just repeat what you've heard growing up and a mixture of what you hear other parents say. And then sometimes you realize, wait, that's just the automatic. I have to like really try to, I don't know, like be better than maybe what other people have done, you know?
Yeah. I mean, just like be what works for you and your family.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, you do a great job at that.
Oh, thank you. I try, but sometimes I'm like, oh gosh.
Sometimes
is that the right thing to say?
Yeah, we all do that.
Yeah. I do when he falls. I do. Oh, poor baby.
No, I know.
Could give you hugs.
She loves that, and I'm like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, I know. Okay, what do you think is the hardest part of parenting so far? Again, we're only like 3 years into it, and we have a baby and a toddler, so we haven't even gotten to like the really complicated stuff. But what is the most surprisingly like difficult part of parenting for you? I'll say mine first, is making sure your kids are eating healthy whole meals.
Yeah, that's probably right up there.
And you cook a lot of the food.
Barely.
Like you make breakfast,
I
but
try.
It's so hard to make sure they're getting vegetables,
almost
protein.
Impossible.
It's so hard
to get it just right.
Yeah, and to make sure that they're having snacks at the right time, eating. It's just like, wow, we're not good at feeding ourselves, so it's hard to feed other people.
That's true. I've never been good at like having consistent meals.
Yeah. So that was your answer too?
That was a really good answer, because I think that it starts getting real. Like people will ask when they first have a baby, I'm like, try to enjoy the very beginning part, because that's as easy as it's going to get.
Yeah, well,
when they start eating whole foods.
Well, you know what? It's nice because when you're the one breastfeeding, if you are breastfeeding, so you're usually not sharing the feeding.
Easiest for me.
Yeah.
Easiest for dads.
Because then you start to like have both sides doing it, you know? Mm-hmm. Which is nice. But yeah, it is hard. It's very hard. And then I wanted to kind of talk about Elwood's birth story from your point of view, because again, like I said, years ago, we did an episode about Case's birth and you talked about it. And it's kind of nice to have your input on it, because I can tell it from my perspective, but I'm like in my own little world when I'm giving birth. But I wanted to ask you, like, now that you've been a birthing partner for 2 go-rounds, very different experiences.
Yeah.
What were you most nervous about going into Ella's birth, because you had experienced one birth before?
I think it's the hardest part of it is seeing like you in pain. I think that's the worst part about it is you just want to make sure that you're okay. Number one. Number two, that the baby's going to be okay. And you just never know. There's always, certain things that can happen. And I tend to probably be more anxious than I should be in that regard. Pretty laid back in general, but I get pretty anxious in those
you don't
scenarios.
show it.
I work really hard.
Yeah, you don't show it. Like, you are very calming.
Yeah.
When we have been like in those situations.
I know, but I'm like reading the nurses like
you are
facial expressions.
Really?
I'm just like making sure that everything, like, I don't know, I just feel very nervous.
Yeah.
Because I care about you and you just want everything to be okay.
You know what, actually, because when I'm obviously in labor and stuff, I'm just like focused on me. Like, I'm not like reading into the nurse's thing. Like you just said, like facial expression.
I'm watching screens, looking at facial expressions.
I'm like, if they tell me something's up, I'll listen, but like I'm just focused on, I'm in the zone.
And that's the way to be.
I think. But I watched recently like the birth video that I have, which is so crazy. From this one.
Yeah.
And it's so sweet, you in the video. Like I never really like saw, because at first when you watch the video, obviously the baby's coming out, and then you see the baby and mom and whatever. It's cool. But when I was looking at it, I was watching you. You're in the background.
What, just bawling?
And you're tearing up, and you're nervous. Like, you're like concerned because you're like stroking my shoulder, and I'm like, oh, I have this baby on me, but he wasn't breathing for the first like couple seconds, and I don't even think I like picked that up because he seemed fine. Like, I think I just knew he was fine. Like, I don't think they were super worried, or at least they didn't act worried. They were just wiping him down. And in the video, she's like, okay, we're going to try to get a cry out of him. She's wiping him, but I'm holding him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like in shock. And you're like stroking my shoulder, like stroking my hair. But your face, you're like so nervous and like concerned. And like, it was just an interesting perspective for me to be like, oh, I'm in this zone and you're in this completely different like provider, caretaker of us.
Yeah.
And just you're worrying for me, pretty much, is what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
a miracle. Like,
it really
is. It's a miracle.
It's just unbelievable from the point of, conception to and watching the baby grow.
Yeah, it's all a miracle.
To the point of, having the baby. It's pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. You're always wondering, like, who am I going to meet? Like, who is this? What's he going to look like?
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah. You did incredible, though. I mean, it was a lot different because you kind of just know how things go a little bit better. And Chelsea was she took preparations very serious. I think that's kind of how she is. She doesn't want to be just okay at things. She wants to be the best. And
oh, that's nice.
And I can respect that a lot. As someone who like tries to do a bunch of things, I don't quite get to that level, but she wants to master things, and I think that's awesome. And she took her hypnobirthing and her different, birthing courses very seriously. She would not, let me interrupt her while she was watching those. And it showed. I think she did incredible. And it was fun. We watched Bruce Almighty. That was a great pick.
Yeah,
you were questioning me at first, and I was like, no, you have to watch this.
The hospital only had like 4 movies.
Yeah, no, there was more.
There was like 7 though.
It was like, yeah. There was, I thought, maybe some TV shows too.
I thought they were going to have Netflix or something. There was just...
No, it was old school.
Yeah, and so we watched Bruce Almighty together while I had the balloon in all night. It was so fun. It was kind of nice. Like, we were just like kind of chilling, and
it was kind of nice.
It's like a little vacation.
Yeah. Your mom was at the house with Case, and Abby was there, I think.
Yeah. So we were just ready.
Yeah, we were like vacationing.
Yeah. It was
Except
nice.
you had a balloon up here.
Yeah, I was not. But I wasn't like in pain or anything. I was just a little nervous. Whenever I am prepping for a trip, I really put a lot of effort into, like probably most people, my outfits, what I'm going to wear. I want to make sure I'm feeling my best. I want to make sure I'm feeling comfortable. I'm dressing, appropriately for the location we're going, all of that stuff. So it can get a little bit stressful. And sometimes the clothes I have sometimes don't fit. They are worn out. Maybe they don't match the vibes. But Quince is where you can just never go wrong. It's one of my go-tos for high quality vacation essentials that I'll be packing for not just, that trip, but I can have in my closet for a long time. They have premium like linen dresses, blouses, they have shorts from $30. They have washable silk tops. They have premium luggage options. I've gotten some napkins from there, some kids' clothes. They have so much at Quince. And the best part is that all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. So by partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, which we absolutely love. So if you want to go check out quince.com to look for your next, if you have an event coming up or you just need to really add some good staples, some essentials into your closet that are good quality and going to last you a while, you got to check out Quince. So pack your bags with high quality essentials with Quince. Go to quince.com/whatwesaid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/whatwesaid to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/whatwesaid. It'll be linked in the show notes for you guys. Go check it out. Thank you, Quince. But it was
I remember
crazy.
this time being so tired.
Yeah.
Like I could not. I was one of those dads, yeah. Where I'm like almost, nodding off.
Yeah, it was fun. I think last time I was so exhausted and I was not okay that you had to be, like your adrenaline was probably pumping way more because you had to be.
Yeah.
That. And I think this time I was so aware, awake, and like in the zone. I was like, you need to sleep because we're about to have 2 kids and I'm about to need you after.
Yeah.
So you need to sleep. And I think your body kind of let you be tired.
Yeah.
More so this time. And I told you, I was like, just sleep. I'm on the ball. I'm bouncing on the ball. I'm like, go sleep on the bed. And you were like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not sleeping on the bed.
Not going to be that guy.
And I was like, just sleep on the bed. Just sleep on the bed. I need you to be rested. So you went and like fell asleep and I instantly took a picture. I'm like, I will be
Gotcha.
I'm going to have this as blackmail.
Yeah.
If you ever act up.
Yeah.
Like, look at who slept on my bed while I was in labor. No, but we made a good team. The second time I was like, we got this. Like we're a good team. We're great together. He knows what to do. He knows, the vibes.
Yeah.
I have a serious question though for you. Serious question.
What?
So you lied to me that the first time I gave birth that you didn't see me poop.
I don't know I don't think I did.
You don't think you did lie to me? You don't think you saw me?
No, I didn't see you poop.
Look at him. He's lying right now. You're such a good husband. But I was genuinely like shocked. I thought you didn't the first time.
I never have.
You definitely did the second time for sure. I know you did. And that's all I could think about afterwards. I'm being serious. Like
The first or the second time?
the second time, like right after I remember I was feeding Elwood. I was like, oh my gosh. And then after the initial like craziness of it faded off, I was like thinking about the birth. And I was like, I'm so embarrassed that you saw me poop. Like I know I pooped. And I think it was just because it was like broad daylight. It
wasn't
7
nighttime.
It wasn't nighttime. Like, okay, they can just like, it felt so, I felt so, what's it called? Like
Exposed?
and you just can't do anything about it.
I mean,
What do you think about that? Do you think that your view of me changed after that?
no. No.
Be honest.
No, you see somebody you love doing something miraculous. Number one, I didn't see you poop, but
Oh, thank you.
So
Okay, good.
your love only gets, I think, deeper from that point, and you're just like, you make it a really big sacrifice to bring someone into this world. So if I did see you poop, it would never,
Change anything?
no.
Oh, that's nice. I was saying, like, if it's so stupid that as a girl you're embarrassed about stuff like that, because I said if I was one of your guy friends and you saw me poop, like we would think that, like, you guys would think that was so funny. But like I'm mortified.
Yeah.
Because guys are just like, ha, who cares? Whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you wouldn't think it was funny, but
No, I mean,
it's less.
girls are girls.
Yeah. Girls will be girls.
Girls will be
Anyways,
girls.
that is like, I just want girls to know, like, if you poop while you're in labor, the world will just keep spinning. That was my biggest fear. And it happened to me twice. And I see some people that are like, my nurse said I didn't. Your nurse probably lied to you.
Definitely.
So like no one was really being up. I think that was bothering me. Like no one was just being upfront. Like how much did you see? What did you see? Give it to me straight. Like you and my doula were both like, it's natural. It's fine. No, Chelsea, it's fine. It's fine. Felt like I was being gaslit. I'm like, I know for a fact what just happened.
No poop here.
Anyways, sorry, this is kind of gross, but
Well, can I brag about you?
sure. Go. That's why I brought you here.
Perfect. Chelsea did so good. Like she was doing it natural, which is just incredible in the first place, but she took her hypnobirthing classes very serious and she was breathing through her contractions. The contrast between the first time and the second time was
Crazy.
night and day. And she just did like a boss, was just took it very
Thank you.
calmly. And
I tried.
up until the end, which nobody can really be super calm.
For the last, like, I had a moment of, I think I said that when I told my birth story. Like, I had a moment of, like, I screamed like twice.
Yeah, it was just nothing.
Where it was like, oh my gosh, wait, no, I have to actually push this baby out. And he was big, and I could feel he was big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think she did so well that the nurse that came back the next day.
Yeah.
She was like, you did like an incredible job. You should have more babies. You should have a lot of babies. And I was
She's like, you're really good at giving birth.
But it was really nice that she came up to see the baby and because she was with us on the night shift.
She was there all night, and I guess the shifts like changed at the time that Elwood was born. So she stayed a little over her shift, and so she was like there from like the whole journey. So
she was very hyper vigilant and like checking on you because she was like, so are you having contractions? And she's like, I'm pretty sure you're having contractions and they're pretty big. And she was just very good at making sure, because at a certain point she's like, okay, we need you to start pushing we're not taking a bath.
No, she said, are you feeling pushy?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, you wouldn't be able to talk. And then literally the next contraction, I was like, I can't talk anymore.
But all the nurses there are really good, and the midwives.
Nurses are so amazing. I love nurses. Shout out nurses. Angels. Yeah. Literally. Yeah, it was an incredible experience though. And when Elwood came out, we were like, what? He had so much hair.
You kind of called it though.
Yeah. I did kind of call it. I knew he was going to have dark hair. I thought he would just have my features more so, like darker hair and lighter eyes.
Yeah.
He's so freaking cute.
He is cute.
He's just so, we are very lucky. We've had two very happy babies. Like, Elwood is so happy, so smiley, like laughs all the time. He's so cute. He's so like...
He's just giddy.
Yeah, he's just giddy. It's so funny. But he's chill.
Yeah, he's chill. He's just kind of like...
happy-go-lucky, I would describe him. It's hard to know.
He'll just find you like across the room and just like give you a smile. Just gummy smile.
He's so cute. They're the best little boys. We're so lucky. But anyways, no one wants to hear us just brag about our kids.
No.
It's so annoying. Literally.
Take it out.
Take it out. Okay, let's talk about names. Baby names.
Yeah.
Because you actually are very opinionated with baby names.
Yeah, I don't want our kid to be named something really weird.
Yeah.
That's the battle. Chelsea tends to go for more
unique,
eccentric, borderline hippie-ish.
Yeah.
Natural.
No.
Stone.
That's not that crazy. You would be surprised.
No. Well, actually, I take that back. I have a friend. I know a guy named Stone.
Yeah, okay. So.
He's a very cool guy.
Yeah, yeah. That's not that crazy.
Okay.
But
Stone is a great name, by the way.
It's fine. No one's gonna be offended.
I like Stone.
Here's the thing about baby names. You got to pick a name that you like, and who cares if no one else likes it?
True.
And vice versa. If people don't like your baby name, that's okay. It's a name.
But I do think about like him as an adult. You know, because not everyone lives the same style. Like maybe he wants to go and pursue some, big degree, or like wants to get, and he's going in for an interview, and his name is just something like, I can't think of an example, but you want it to be somewhat.
But you have to understand,
official.
like, everyone names their kids something crazy. So when they're all older, it won't be crazy. Like someone named Travis will be more crazy than someone named Mountain,
Yeah, but Travis, that to me,
I don't think someone's not gonna. If you're good enough at your job, you're not gonna not get the job because of your name.
No,
I will say there is a valid argument to not name your kids something. Like, yes, you could find a way to like make fun of any name. Like you think, I don't want kids in school to make fun of them for this,
Yeah.
You could do that with so many names. Like pretty much any name. You can make up something that's like, okay, that sounds whatever. But I do think something to be aware of. You don't want to be too crazy and out there, in my opinion, because I do think bullying is actually something to consider. It's not just like, oh, well, kids will have to he'll learn, he'll have to deal with it. Or, well, kids just shouldn't bully him. It's like, okay, well, let's be real. Bullying, if you give your kid a name that it's just like Harry Dick, your last name's Dick, don't be naming your kid Harold, something like that. I'm talking about that extreme, not just like, oh, a weird name, but bullying actually drastically affects people's lives for the rest of their life. If you're bullied, it actually is a very serious thing. So that is a valid argument to be like, I don't want my kid to get bullied, because of this name. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I mean, sometimes it toughens them up, right?
It's like a boy named Sue. Have you heard that song?
Yeah, Johnny Cash.
Is that Johnny Cash?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think within reason. My take is I think the more traditional the name is almost more of a progressive thing now. Like, because
everyone's naming
everyone is trying to outdo each other on how unique and cool. Yeah. My whole take was, how can we be more traditional? And that's almost counterculture now.
Ooh, got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's my whole
I actually do think, though, a big trend of names is very traditional names, like old-fashioned, Old English names.
Yeah.
I mean, Elwood is an older name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like if you get all way too into that aspect of names, like we could go back and forth all day of like the criteria of like why not or why. Just goes down to, you're going to have to be calling this kid this name.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So you better like it.
Yeah.
And you better hope they like it.
Yeah. And it's not, this is probably not this is probably a hot take.
Okay.
It's not that important.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
It's not going to make or break. Like
yeah, exactly. It's like they're going to have, if they want that job, they're going to get it anyways.
That's what you call him. That's his name.
Yeah.
And if it rolls off the tongue, great. So.
It's very true. It's kind of like middle names. I always say that about middle names. It's like, you're not really going to use it that often. Unless like it's your Instagram handle.
A name just is a name.
Yeah.
There's someone behind that name.
So true. So true. They're still that person if they had a different name. So their name doesn't make them. That's so true.
You could call you something completely. And a lot of times you have nicknames and it doesn't change that person.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, listen up because I have a new favorite skincare product that I want to tell you guys about. And the brand is a new sponsor for the podcast, and I'm so excited about it. So it's Lissy Skincare is the brand, and the product is their Mandelic Serum 5%. So it has niacinamide, lactic acid, and hyaluronic acid in it. I've been using this for a couple months now. So I went to go get a facial a while ago. I was pregnant still, and she was telling me about my exfoliation routine and basically my lack thereof. And she said, you need to find a lactic acid, something that is gentle enough for pregnancy, breastfeeding, but is still going to give you that exfoliation that you need for glowy skin. Enter Mandelic Serum 5% by Lissy Skincare. I started using it and I absolutely love it. So Lissy Skincare was created by an esthetician who struggled with acne for 10 plus years and couldn't find anything to really clear up her acne or her fungal acne. All of their products for acne and fungal acne are safe. So they're pregnancy safe, breastfeeding safe, and safe for all skin types and skin tones. Most skincare ingredients known to improve acne are not pregnancy safe, are more aggressive on your skin, and aren't safe for all skin tones. So that's why Lissy Skincare is absolutely amazing. Their products were made with acne-prone skin in mind, but they also offer amazing benefits such as brightening, anti-aging, barrier repair, and more. So their best seller is the viral product, the Mandelic Serum. It's helped customers improve every type of acne, including hormonal, inflamed, cystic, fungal, and more. But they also have a couple other products. I love their jelly cleanser. It's really nice and, again, gentle on the skin. I like to use it in the shower. When I wash my face in like the everything shower, I like to use that with a little exfoliating facial brush. So if you want to check them out, you can go to lissyskincare.com and use the code WhatWeSaid at checkout for 10% off your order. That's LISSY skincare.com and use the code What We Said for 10% off your order. Again, that's LissySkincare.com. Use the code What We Said. It'll be linked in the show notes. Go check it out.
All right, I'm going to go through some of our boy names that we haven't.
Do people want to hear this?
Yes, it's a big thing.
They want to talk about names?
We're just going to go over it quickly.
Oh,
but
I'm
yeah,
fine with
it's a
it.
big thing. Names I like but
shocked,
didn't use. Names we love but didn't use. It's a huge trend on TikTok.
Okay.
The girlies want to hear. I mean, we'll only do it for a little bit. Then we can talk about something else more hip. But
I'm happy to talk about anything. Okay. I just didn't know that's what they want to hear.
Oh, of course they want to hear. Baby names is our Roman Empire here.
I should trust you. I know you know.
It's also just kind of juicy, like knowing what names people were gonna use but didn't.
Kind of like private info that you feel like you shouldn't be sharing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here's our boy. I'm just gonna give you guys our boy name list.
The whole thing?
Because it's like at this point, yeah, why not?
All right.
If we use, here's the other thing. It's like if we end up using some of these for future boys, who cares?
Yeah.
You guys will know first.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's ones that we actually were seriously considering for Elwood.
Let's preface, you're always going to know someone. I don't like that argument. Well, I know this person, I know that person, unless it was like terrible imprint on your brain.
Yeah. Unless it's like an X.
Yeah, then that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay. So M Doodles and stuff on TikTok. That's her TikTok name. She's the one who does the name predictions.
Yeah, I remember the video you showed me.
Yeah, she actually got our criteria almost
Pretty
down.
close.
Like
yeah.
without me even knowing that that's what it is. Like subconsciously, my criteria, I'll just speak for myself, for names is usually one syllable. Well, until Elwood, but shorter. I like objects. I tend to lean towards like an object instead of, a describing word. And I like a Western kind of cowboy inspired name.
Yeah.
Like Case. We got the initial idea of Casey from Yellowstone.
Casey's
the cowboy.
So cool in that show.
Yeah. And I didn't like Casey. I liked Case better.
But Case could technically be called Casey.
Yeah.
With his first
Sometimes
and last
we call
name.
him Casey.
Yeah.
And then Elwood is also, I felt like, was a little bit more of like a Western kind
old-timey name.
Yeah, old-timey name. Case isn't really an old name.
No, it seems more modern.
Yeah, it's a little more modern. But Case kind of sounds like a cowboy name to me, like Casey.
Yeah.
Casey the cowboy, whatever.
Yeah.
So, surprise, that's kind of my subconscious, what I kind of like in names. Kind of like 70s inspired a little bit, maybe? I don't know. Maybe
I don't really know.
No, I don't know.
It could be. I just don't know.
Okay, so here's some of the names.
Drum
that
roll.
Didn't make it. Okay, I love the name Locke. Locke for a boy. But here's the thing. I could not name Elwood an object name.
Who is John Locke? Do you know that?
No clue.
Sounds so familiar.
Want me to look it up?
Yeah. Is it a character? It's either like a writer or someone from
English philosopher.
Oh, okay, philosopher.
Wow. Okay, smarty pants.
I didn't know who he was, but
I like that name, but I couldn't have Case and Locke because it's like a briefcase and the lock. I couldn't have two.
It's kind of
two names that were two.
You could.
Well, I know, but I didn't want that.
Yeah.
King. I love the name King, but Case and King, I don't know. I like it, but it wasn't fitting the vibe. Here's the other thing. I could love this name, but just didn't fit the vibe of the energy. I care more about the energy of the word than even the meaning of the word,
Yeah.
What do you think about King? You don't like that one.
No.
Cliff is Case's middle name. It's my dad's name. I love the name Cliff.
I love that name.
I think people should use it. It's really cute.
We've been close twice on that name.
Twice, yeah.
It's been right there.
But we couldn't name Elwood Case's middle name. That'd be weird.
I said we could, but probably not a good move.
No. Stone. Okay, you guys, here's my name that I've not shared with anybody. And I was trying to convince Nick the whole time, but it just wasn't fitting. And I fear it might have been a little too far out of left field. The name is Drift. 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 I saw it like a couple years ago, before I knew I was pregnant or having a boy, and I saw it and I was like, that would be such a cool boy name. And I still think it's cool, so someone should use it, but maybe we'll use it in the future.
Maybe.
But Case and Drift just didn't go for me.
What was the other one that was a character in that mystery TV show that you were trying to do a hostile takeover over the name?
Ransom.
Yeah.
I love the name Ransom. I think Ransom's a really cool boy name. That's what we almost named Case. My midwife liked that too. Remember I told her, she's like, that's my favorite.
Ransom? Mm-hmm. But
But Case
so
and
funny.
Ransom. Here's the other thing.
Cole.
Huh?
You know Cole Steckney?
Yeah. Of course I know Cole Steckney.
Yeah, of course. That was like what he wanted to name his kid when he
Really?
was little. He wanted to name him Ransom Nash from Steve Nash because the Suns were so good back then.
Oh, yeah. That's a cool name. Ransom's a cool name.
Yeah.
Nash is also a cool name. You don't like it?
No, Nash? I do. It's just funny that I'm just thinking right now that's what Cole wanted to name. Maybe that's why initially I was so hardened to it.
Because you really trust, like, hey, that's my friend's baby name.
Yeah, he is, even though he's had 3 boys and he hasn't named him that. Probably because his sweet wife, Katie, was like, no.
No. Okay, well, a couple other ones that I really like. I like the name Dover for a boy.
That's cool.
I think Dover's cute. But again, it never fit. Garth is my great grandpa's name.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
I've known a couple Garths that are really cool.
Garth is a cool one. Again, it didn't really like fit Elwood, but I do think that's a cool name.
I think Garth and Elwood are more akin to a lot of the other names.
Twins, Elwood and Garth. Cute.
I think that they flow very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are going to jump into an ad to talk about Hill House Home. I'm sure you've heard of them. So Hill House Home invented the viral nap dress, which has the most flattering and comfortable fit with their signature smocking. Hill House is the ultimate destination for dress girls. So they have the perfect dresses for the summer season, whether you have a wedding coming up, maybe a vacation, or you just need something comfortable to survive the heat in. Hill House Home makes fun fashion that makes you feel good. Okay, you guys. One of their new dresses. If you go on their website, hillhousehome.com, and we have a code for you, so make sure you listen to the end of this ad. But they have the Blythe bow dress, okay? They have one that's like black and it has white bows. I love the black one that has black bows on it. It has the cutest silhouette. It's absolutely adorable. I feel like it's perfect for summer and then going into fall as well. You could wear tights with it or something like that. It's so cute. I'm literally going to check out as soon as we're done with this, and you will see me in that dress. So one of our favorite things about Hill House dresses is how easy and versatile they are. You can wear the same dress that you'd wear running errands during the day to maybe a party or a nicer occasion. You can also wear it to work and all summer long. Celebs like Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo have been spotted in Hill House. The commitment to comfort and style applies to all categories. So they also have beddings, they have robes, they have pajamas, swim, and shoes. Their bathrobes and pajamas are so soft, perfect for that getting ready moment. And they're made from the same cotton fabric, their PJs, as their baby onesies. So you can sleep like a baby, and baby onesies really are so freaking soft. I wish I could sleep in one every single night. The brand also has baby and kid stuff. So if you want a matching moment or you need a baby gift, they have the cutest tiny little robes, onesies, and PJs, and you can monogram them, which is always just a cute moment. So if you want to check them out, go to hillhousehome.com and use the code WHATWeSaid for 15% off orders of $100 or more. Again, that's hillhousehome.com and use the code WHATWeSaid for 15% off orders of $100 or more. Go check it out.
Okay, here's one that I really like. Nick didn't like this one. And no one I told liked it. I could tell every time I told someone. It was like a top runner for a while. Foxy for a boy. You know why? I got it from Special Forces. There was a really cool guy on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, handsome.
Definitely.
Really cool. I don't know what he was.
That was probably a nickname.
Yeah, I just think that name's cool. I think it could go.
It's cool. Chelsea was trying to use Case to...
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it manipulate, but... Yeah. But maybe her way to get that name, because Case would be like, we'd be asking him, what do you like better? Chelsea would be like, do you like Foxy? Like, yeah, Foxy.
Yeah, he liked it.
And I'm like, what about Jessie, which is the name that I was thinking of?
Yeah, that was one of Nick's favorite.
And And he'd be like, Foxy. And I'm like, what about yellow helicopter? And he'd be like, yeah, yellow helicopter. So I was trying to make the point to Chelsea that
He just liked it because it's an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's cool. It just didn't fit. Again, wasn't the vibe. Guy. I love the name Guy.
I like that name a lot too.
Yeah. It didn't go. It wasn't right for Woodsy Boy, but I love the name West.
Yeah, it's
not
a good
West,
name.
West. And I also love the name Blair. I like that for a girl or a boy.
Yeah.
Ralph.
That one, I don't know.
I like Ralph. It's giving Ralph Lauren, obviously.
I'm thinking of
literally.
It's similar to me.
Like Ralphie.
Like the little, like Ralphie from
The Christmas Story.
The Christmas Story.
Is that what that's called? Christmas Story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or like Stuart Little. Like Stuart, Ralph, those to me in my brain kind of.
Like a rat.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking like Ralph Lauren.
Which I love Ralph Lauren, but I just can't unsee, the kid with his tongue stuck to the pole.
Okay, I see. Just a little dorky kid.
Yeah, he's a cute kid though.
Yeah. Okay, I have a couple more. Maddie. I like the name Maddie. Like spelled like Matty.
Yeah.
I think it's cute.
Like that singer?
Maddie Healy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the girls like him.
Yeah, not anymore. Not after Tortured Poets Department from Taylor Swift. She ripped him to shreds. Smallest man who's ever lived.
Wow.
You don't know the lore?
I can put it together, I guess.
Okay, the last name that we didn't use, but we both really liked was Ranger.
Yeah, Ranger's cool.
I think Ranger's really cool.
Yeah.
It was a little...
That's pushing it.
It's pushing it, yeah. It's a little try hard, I thought. But again, I thought it was cool, so we might use it in the future. But Elwood just really, when he came out, he was just such an Elwood.
Yep.
Woodsy, Woody, love him. Matched his vibe. Call him L. Call him Woody.
Call him Woods.
Call him Woods. Some people think I'm saying L Woods.
Yeah, that's what my mom initially thought. Like,
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde.
Which is, I love Elle Woods.
She's great.
Yeah.
I watch that with my little sister all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
It is.
It really is such a good movie. I don't want to do girl names. Maybe another time. We haven't had any girls, so
yeah.
Don't have any that we haven't used that we've
Hopefully
even
in
used.
the future we can brainstorm for girl names.
True. Maybe JC can share some. Well, she already did some of hers on TikTok, but anyways, that was that. I also just wanted to tell you that
me or the girls,
you
and guys.
Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you. Thank you for always supporting the podcast, for being an incredible husband, dad.
You're welcome. Okay. You can stop.
You can stop. You don't like compliments?
No, I don't know. Sometimes it makes me feel uncomfortable.
He just literally stopped me. He said, "Stop the compliments," because you feel what? You don't like to accept compliments? You need to work on that.
No, I do. You already did tell me thank you earlier too.
I know. I just was closing it out.
A lot of thanks,
I was just closing it out.
We're closing off.
Yeah, we're about done.
Dang.
Did you have anything that you wanted to say?
No, I'm just really grateful. Sorry, I didn't mean to close you off.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Just sometimes it's too much. Too much.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
No, not
too much. Thanks.
Not in a bad way. But no, I'm just really thankful for you guys for listening, and for you, for Chelsea.
That's what I was waiting for. That's why I kept bringing it up.
Yeah, for you. Chelsea does an amazing job at visualizing her life and going and getting it. And it's incredible to watch, because I used to think I used to try and do things and I get stuck in a rut, and she just does it. She has a vision and she does it, and she works hard and she visualizes the life that she wants to live, and she doesn't settle. And it's so admirable to.
Oh, thank you.
To see
okay,
her
now
do
you
that.
stop. Stop Stop giving me so many things.
And to see you do that and be, still have the, the time and the love for your kids and me is really special.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's sweet. I will say, I think maybe we could talk about this another time because we are out of time. But I think that our relationship has had so many different lives. Like it's gone through the baby stage, like us as a baby relationship. Like
breakup stage, get back together,
newlyweds, like getting to know each other. Like we've had ups and downs, and then like starting a family, having one kid, and then me being pregnant again. Like just the different stages of our relationship have been really fun to go through. I think it's like we're like 7 different marriages.
I know. You look back at the beginning and we're like, we were so young.
We were so young. We were just having the time of our lives, just doing whatever we wanted to do.
We were so serious sometimes too.
Yeah, we were so serious. But it's just like I look for this part of our relationship is fun in so many different ways than it used to be. I feel like we just like miss each other, I think, now.
Yeah.
It's just hard to
you could be around each other, but still not be as, involved all the time.
Yeah. Maybe I don't want to talk about it because I'm going to cry, but it's just different. And I think that was kind of a shock, honestly. Like after Case, I remember like probably a year into it, I remember just like sobbing to you, being like, I just miss you. Like I miss us. I miss having just us. But at the same time, it's both sides. It's like you're mourning what used to be, but you're having so much fun in the new stage of like both being parents together, and just takes so much more effort to like go do things together. Like we used to play pickleball all day together, every day.
Yeah.
And now even to just like go on a date night, it's like, okay, we were saying the other day, like you have to get stuff done to get stuff done.
Yeah.
So, and even in order to go on a date, you have to get so much stuff done before you can do that.
It takes a lot of effort because it's more work to just go on dates.
And it's hard to kind of check out too, to like actually be able to relax with each other. Because we're like, wait, if we're not thinking of the kids, who is? Yeah. Like
100%.
So, but I think it's also, fun to look forward to the future as well. It's like we always say, this is just a phase. Like we're supporting each other in this phase, and we're kind of like learning how to do that the best in very different stages than we used to be in, like going through different things. We're both exhausted all the time. I'm trying to deal with postpartum things, and, you're just at home and you have your own things that you want to do. And it's just...
Life is interesting. It's a lot of fun, but one day we'll be 50 and be...
wishing.
Yeah.
That we were back in this one. Is that what you're saying?
I think part of it, like we'd want to revisit this part.
Yeah. But then
seeing
also...
our kids grow up.
Yeah. I think it's good though, because, we will have time together. Like, you go back and forth between YOLO, like, you never know how many days you have left, so live your life to the fullest each day, which I agree with, obviously. But at the same time, life is long in some aspects, so you don't need to rush everything. Definitely. So we've been talking about recently, like, yes, we don't have to like put pressure on ourselves to be like perfectly, spending all this time with each other and like,
yeah,
going on date nights every single night. Right now, we can just be the best versions of ourselves and try our best and look forward to, maybe in a year or two, it'll be easier to get out. And
I think it's good to take things in phases and know that it's not forever. And for me, the thing that keeps me going the most is trying to get a little bit better every day, like just 1%, or, I'm not good at taking like an overnight change. Like I don't just change. I don't think
many people are, yeah.
So it takes me time to just slowly get better, and I need reminders, and Chelsea's patient with me.
I thought you were saying I'm good at reminding you.
Yeah, she is good at reminding me.
Yeah. I think that every marriage, every parenting journey is just so beautifully complicated. And that's the fun of life. If it was just all easy and you knew exactly what to do all the time and you were always right, it would just like, what's the point? It's fun to figure things out and learn as you go. That's the point. So, is to learn. So,
100%.
Wow, we're just dropping facts, dropping wisdom. Gosh, I was really actually trying hard not to just talk about parenting the whole time, but it's like
we failed.
We epically failed. I hope people weren't so bored they tuned out.
They might have, but maybe they were relaxed in the process. Maybe they didn't need all the words in their head. Maybe they just wanted to feel the mood.
Feel the chill mood.
Yeah. Are you a words person or a beat person when you're listening to music?
Beat.
I'm words.
You are.
Yeah, I hear every lyric.
Okay, interesting.
So that's why
I can listen to trash music, like as long as it's got a beat.
She does.
As long as it's got a good beat.
Yeah, that's good. I kind of figured you were a beat person. I was hoping you were.
Why? Because I listen to trash music?
Sometimes.
Hey.
But you've been starting to get back into your country era, which I love.
Yeah.
That's where
country can be trash too.
It can be, but I'll explore, but I always somehow come back to some kind of Texas country or old, country.
Yeah. You do like old country.
Yeah.
You don't really listen to new country.
Not much.
You like old country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like all music. I love when Case likes one of my like musical theater songs though. Then I can replay it in the car.
He loves to sing.
I'm Mr. Cold Miser. I'm Mr. Snow.
He's been asking for that song a lot.
I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. 10 Below. That's a great song, by the way. It's a great song. All right, well, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, Nick.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
I'm sorry that I had to be on here and, not someone more interesting like
who? Who do you think is more interesting than you?
My
co-host?
He's definitely more interesting than me. There's a reason why she sits right here. And
She'll be back.
And we miss her.
She'll be back.
And we really appreciate JC and Leif, and they're amazing to work with.
Yeah.
And
it's the best.
Yeah. And we appreciate you guys the most.
We appreciate you guys the most. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
We had some
This was like a date night for us too.
Yeah, adult conversations. We got to reflect all of the good stuff. You do have a very calming voice. It's calmed my voice down, I noticed. Like usually maybe I'm not like louder, crazy. Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Wow. Okay. I usually am a little crazier, but you calm me down. Well, you guys can watch the episodes on YouTube now if you didn't know that. Our channel is What We Said Podcast. Go look it up. Also, you can now leave comments on Spotify on an episode. So if you scroll down, you click on the episode, you scroll down on Spotify, you can leave a comment. Yeah. So you can do that. Or you can leave us a rating or review on the Apple Podcast app.
See how beautiful she looks.
Yeah. Tell me how beautiful I look. Well, they won't see on Spotify.
I knew that.
So, yeah. You can leave us a rating and review. That would be amazing. Follow us on Instagram, What We Said Podcast. Follow us on TikTok at What We Said. And we love you so much. And that's what we said. Bye.